Welcome to the Edinburgh Trams project. My name is Sarah Gentry, and my partner, Dipin Gadam-Sethi, and I have gathered the pertinent information to inform you about how the Edinburgh Trams came to be one of the biggest project management failures that is still in operation today. The Edinburgh Trams became a topic of transportation conversation after the transformation away from horse-drawn carriages in the early 1800s. Almost 2 centuries ago, the Edinburgh Corporation Tramway was established in 1871 and ran until 1956. Although a completely different take on the modern trams today, the line was also powered electrically. Princess Street is one of the most popular streets in Scotland, and in turn also serves as a main passageway located centrally in Edinburgh. When the trams was originally built, in addition to the very busy port at one end of the trams, it transported workers to work and other passengers to enjoy the zoo and races on the other side of town. Nowadays, it's 8.7 miles long and also transports people to the airport. The downtime of such a busy area would create accessibility issues and complaints from around the entire country, though. Construction started on the new and improved Edinburgh Trams in 2008. It was quickly discovered by the City of Edinburgh Council that contractor performance, funding, and political disputes between local and national government negatively impacted the tram's progress. In return, due to the longevity of the ongoing construction, several businesses lost out on revenue due to inaccessibility issues. Transport Initiatives Edinburgh, or TIE Limited, was a nonprofit owned by the city who managed the early stages of the project, but were disbanded in 2011. Transport for Edinburgh took over in the end. There were also safety concerns, as over 420 cyclists were injured on the new tracks when their bike wheels got stuck, more than any other city in the world. Almost 200 of those successfully sued and won claims to be paid out over $1 million. They had to redesign several lengths of roadway to incorporate bike lanes to avoid future incidents. This video gives some insight as to the frustrations of local citizens who have experienced a very long and drawn-out daily interruption to their lives, as on many occasions the trams are completely empty while the streets remain full of visitors day after day. Although the low turnout, the track keeps expanding. This picture shows the various lines running from the Port of Leith to Newbridge North, just past the airport, then is shadowed by the amount of extensions in the coming years. As you can see, several miles have been expanded to reach Musselburgh, Stratton, Spylaw, and Hermiston Gate. Through what seemed to be failure upon failure of various contractors, from underbidding to quality issues with concrete, working behind schedule, and over budget, by 2011 the funding for the project had run out and there was concern for the project failing. This created a negative stigma about the project throughout the country. Although according to professors at the Centre for Scottish Public Policy, they were hopeful that although the trams had its challenges, that much could be learned from the project, which would benefit future projects by not making the same mistakes. This does not negate from the immense costs that continue to grow throughout the length of the project. In 2014, the trams carried its first passengers at a final cost of approximately £783 million, which equates to almost $866 million. The original budget was less than half that, at only $418 million. This is a picture of one of the project management plans, which touch on everything from communications to procurement, stakeholders, risk, and the environment, and traffic, to name a few. This next picture is an example from the previous overarching project plan that breaks down the design management plan into the design approvals plan process flowchart. This next image is a RACI chart that the team developed, which details key tasks and roles between the engineering service director, contractors, and stakeholders. It seems as though the team was thoughtful enough to perform some key planning aspects, but there were many changes within the organizational structure of the companies involved with the project that countless hours were spent trying to keep up with the changes. Immediately after going live, the same year, the Scottish Government authorised a statutory inquiry to officially scrutinise the overall project management of the trams. It was revealed that although a risk analysis was performed, it was known in the beginning that the project would fail financially, when discovering that one tram cost the same as 12 buses. Multiple companies have changed ownership over the construction of the trams, mainly due to an inundated amount of constant increase in project costs. They even found that the contractors and stakeholders would only be successful if one or the other failed. Other major impacts and delays stem from design completion, utilities work, and progress in general. After the first 4 years in operation, in 2018, the project started to operate at a loss, but is still today expanding. The cost of loans and litigations, inflation, lack of planning, monitoring, and coronavirus are a few of the various reasons extensions are being added to the contract and schedule and cost. Even though in 2019, it recorded over 7.4 million customers in just that year alone, the negative cost trend indicates that it will maintain an average loss of $8.56 million a year. In 2021, it was reported that the trams had lost over $9.7 million that year alone. Fast forward to the current, and you'll see the trams to New Haven is the newest line opening in 2023. Although surrounded by the reputation of how the trams was a failure, this 16th line opens up nearly 15 in operation today, running 7 days a week every 7 to 10 minutes. The newest stop is said to break even in operational costs through ticket sales. The city of Edinburgh has been under constant construction for several years in hopes of this project ending. However, the city continues to grow the routes despite the known obstacles of funding and contractor commitment. The Edinburgh Trams is better known throughout the country as a quick and reliable means of transportation to various venues along the routes, with a 59 to 86% approval rate in several different surveys. It was the first tramway to be awarded the Institute of Customer Services Service Mark Accreditation in 2019, after undergoing an in-depth employee engagement and customer service satisfaction assessment. Although the trams was a terrible project management failure, the future does look promising as an asset to the country of Scotland. It is a main thoroughfare and will remain for years to come.